Okay, so this isn't so much funny as just it was probably one of the seminal moments in my life. Big shock to the system, but it also prepared me for everything that followed. Um, I don't know, I was probably, I think, 6 or 7 maybe when my stepdad had his first heart attack. And they did a little angioplasty, run the wire in, blah, 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 blah. And when he got out of the hospital and got up and out of the ground and went back to work that first weekend after, we were living at this little trailer out on a couple acres out in the middle of nowhere, Kansas, and a little one-room schoolhouse. That was actually kind of cool. But come in, left Saturday morning, which was unusual because usually we all, as boys, we went and did something together. But he came back and told me to follow him. Went over around behind the shed, and there was a couple old tires, several back there, but there are a couple set up, and a cinder block with a little piece of plywood on it that had a tall boy and a pony stag, which you probably call stag the 70s and early 80s version of old Milwaukee's. It was the cheap stuff, but it was there. And there was a pack of smokes, his brand, and a Marlboro's, and a pack of candy cigarettes. And told me to sit down. And he popped the top on the little thing there. And yes, I know people are gonna freak out, but not different time. Everything's not black and white, people. But he told me that he had some serious things to tell me. And when a man has a serious discussion, you should have a beer and smoke, just kind of as a rite of passage. And then he's going to have to tell me some grown-up things, so I was going to get to a little bit of grown-up. That's when he told me about the story of me, and that I was not his, and he had known that from the beginning. My mom was pregnant with him before he ever met her, and sorry, it's not a sad memory. It's actually pretty good, but that they went off to California because at this time he didn't tell me, but some members of the family had an issue with that. So he went off to California with where my great grandpa got him on at McDonnell Douglas, I believe, out in California, Northern California. But when they were out there, my great grandma, strong, first generation American from Irish immigrants, and they had worked in the copper, lead, and zinc mines outside of Pitcher most of their life. Had retired from there, But she asked, I think they went to the store or something, and my mother had to show her ID, and she asked, well, why have you not changed your thing to Ronnie's last name? I said, well, because we're not married. Oh, ain't no great grandbaby of mine gonna be born a bastard. And she tried to talk to her, but we're gonna go. Where's Ronnie at? We go find him, my daddy. And she told him, "What are you doing, boy? You can't be. You ain't gonna be no bastard around here." And he goes, "But Grandma, it's not my baby." And he goes, she asked him, "Does that matter to you?" And he goes, "No, I don't feeling a different way. I think I'm kind of excited. But Mom, his mother, said that I couldn't marry this woman and until after she gave birth, and that I couldn't give him the name. Understand, it's a family name. I'm the third with my exact name, and my first name has been in the family for a long time. But that's on the Smith side. Well, my grandma that was having this issue with this had already divorced, and I don't know the circumstances of why she divorced out of that family, but she had already divorced out of that family and had been for a while, because I have an uncle that she had with her new husband that's 5 years older than me. So it wasn't a recent development. But the story that Dad told me then, the great grandma Edna said, "You let me worry about that bitch. She left this family already. She don't have a say in it. If you love that baby and you want that baby, that's your firstborn son. You give that baby the family name." So he did, and I got it. And then, that was cool and all, but he told me that he was telling me this, and I understand now that it was because he was seeing his own mortality. He was 31 or 32, something like that. He wouldn't, he's still a young man. But that heart attack had scared him a little bit. And again, this is in retrospect. I didn't see it then. But, and he wanted to make sure I knew some things just in case. And what he wanted me to know is that as far as he was concerned, I was his son. That didn't matter. That's why I got the name. That's why he fought so hard to keep me. When him and my biological mom split up, and later on down the road, him and my stepmom split up. But he, when he went, and his exact word, "When I go, that old woman in Fairland is going to try and throw you as far and as fast as she can from this family. And your grandpa in Commerce ain't going to do nothing to stop it. He doesn't care. And but I want you to understand that you are my son. And that's why you got this name. I want you to know where you got it. And no matter what she does, that can't change." And I've known that some people have said in the past that was cruel to give that to a young child. No, it wasn't. Because when he did die when I was 12, when he had a second heart attack, and it was massive. No signs, just massive. I think maybe he did have a little one right before it, and they gave him another angioplasty. Anyways, but it was really quick. And he went to work, and worked the second shift, but he was working a double so that we could go on vacation the next day, and getting his extra out of the way. But when that happened, he was prophetic, because that is exactly what she did. And it did mess me up, I'm not going to lie. Not because of her, but because of everybody else that stood by. But I was able to pull myself and deal with life and become more productive. I mean, I still had issues, but a lot of that wasn't what happened then. It was what happened because of how far and how fast she threw me and where I ended up and all that stuff. But I still remember that on a regular basis. It's a beautiful thing. Sometimes people think you need to shield your children from everything. But I think you should probably give them a little more credit. And remember that tomorrow is not a given. If you go tonight and you didn't tell them that you love them, or how much you love them, or why you love them? Are they ever really going to know? Or you just hope they do? I don't know. Examine it. See if you think it would be the right thing in your life. What you need to tell somebody. Y'all have a good one out there.